Africa TV Pre-Cup Studio Live 2021 GSL Season 3.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the fourth day of GSL, the last day of the round of 16. We did Group D. We've mixed up the order a little bit here for scheduling because of scheduling conflicts. So we're going to close it out with Group C tonight.
That's correct. And Group C should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
We have Rogue in it, of course, who I think you have to look at as a favorite of every tournament. So hopefully we're seeing him perform very well here tonight. Would love to see him actually win the tournament, to be honest. I want someone challenging Maru for that.
Oh,
that
for
G5L
sure.
trophy.
Yeah, to try to get that streak going. We've got Zoun as well, one of the newer players here in the GSL. I think he's probably the guy, if I had to bet, would get out in second place. What about you?
Yeah, no, I would totally agree with that. Like, I mean, Cure on the top of his game could theoretically get out, but his first opponent being DRG makes it tough because DRG is almost a Terran sniper, in my opinion.
He is so good at ZVT. It's pretty insane. The thing is, I don't see DRG beating Zoun, definitely not beating Rogue.
Yeah.
That's my
I think
take.
that you and I are basing on the same wavelength, so I'm going to sit this one out.
Let's just, are we...
The tension has become too much.
I know.
Tasteless.
Listen, the sexual tension built up between you and me over the 11 years of casting.
11 years.
Something was going to go down eventually. One of us was going to try something. Might as well be now, okay? One of us is going to get experimental. So, as you can see, guys, we've got 6 players now in the round of 8. And today, 2 move on and 2 are knocked out. And we'll go to the next phase of the tournament.
Yeah, and it's kind of hilarious, right? That first place from this group plays Dark, and Dark barely eliminated Rogue last season, right?
Yeah.
And then ended up winning. Like, that's probably the most dangerous player for Rogue.
Yeah.
Is Dark. So, like, if he wins the group, which he should, then suddenly it's like, oh, that might happen again. Who knows?
No.
No? Okay.
이병렬 선수 이야기 나눠보도록 하겠습니다.
용호가 황교석 선수를 뽑을 줄 알았는데 뭔가 제가 생각한 대로 안 올라가가지고 아니면은 박한솔 선수랑 고민을 하고 있는데 누굴 뽑아야 될지 좀 고민이 돼요.
근데 황교석을 데려갔다가 뺏길 수 있잖아요.
성호가 저한테 제가 뽑는 선수 안 데려간다고 약속해가지고
석이 형이 더 쉽지 않나요?
그래서 황교석을 추천한다.
제가 봐도 제가 좀 더 낫긴 한데 지인의 정을 믿다가 괜히 뒤통수 맞을 수도 있고 박한우 선수를 추천합니다.
이야.
선택하겠습니다.
선택되겠습니다. 자, 빠른 선택 이병렬 선수 바로 가서
믿는다면
와, 박한솔이에요.
박한수 선수가 한 80% 생각을 했고 토스랑 테란이랑 딱 있으면 좋을 것 같아서 뽑았습니다. 이왕 이렇게 된 거 열심히 하겠습니다. 고민을 많이 했는데 저그전에 더 하고 싶어가지고 저그가 한 분밖에 없잖아요.
저그전 하고 싶으시다고 하시니까 들어가도 괜찮아요. 사실 이번 조지명 씨 빼고 그 전에는 항상 별로 그렇게 크게 감흥이 없었는데 되게 재밌네요. 네, 어디를 가든 좋을 것 같아요.
이야. 네, 바로 가서 다른 선수들도 이 도전장을 내밀지 않았거든요.
왠지 저그
테란전이나 토스전은 자신이 없어가지고 저그를 골랐어요.
지명권이 없는 상태로 끝나는 것보다는 훨씬 나은 것 같아요.
남은 선수가 황교석 선수와 김동욱 선수인데 이게 뽑으면 가고 주성 올 수 있거든요.
사실상 선택지가 없어가지고
선택지가 아예 없어요?
성호가 이미 규석이를 바꿔가겠다고 얘기를 했기 때문에 도기의 그냥 시조 확정의 소감을 한번 듣고
네, 시조 확정의 소감.
저는 나쁘지 않은 것 같고요. 좀 더 열심히 해서 잘 해봐야 될 것 같아요.
이야, 박수 선수 선택을 좀 보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 사실상 지금 황규석 선수는 못 데려가거든요. 야, 여기 들어가게 됐고, 와,
Round of 16 Group C. Rogue, Zoun, DRG, Cure. 2021 GSL Season 3 Code S.
All right, we're ready to go into our games. First match, Rogue versus Zoun.
All right, this is actually a really, really sick match. It is a bit surprising that Rogue chose Zoun to play against, because I think Zoun is super, super strong. And he's still improving really quickly, so it's hard to put a finger, I think, exactly on how good he's going to be here tonight. Obviously, Rogue is favored against everyone, always. But yeah, I mean, there is some danger. Unless Zoun just is like, I don't know, I'm going to do adept builds all night.
I don't think we're going to have that. Zoun's got a very modern style, and it was cool when he first joined the tournament. You know, a lot of the players in GSL are, you know, the regular names you see, but now that we've got Zoun, now that we've got Percival, it's exciting.
Yeah.
We're going to usher in a whole new generation of top-tier StarCraft 2 pros.
No, it's good to see some guys squeeze in there in these little windows, right? People are going to the military, people are coming back.
Yeah.
So there's like this kind of like general fall off as some players are not practicing as hard as they're about to go, and then the guys who are coming back are not quite in full tip-top shape yet, and maybe they're not completely caught up with the metagame, that type of thing. But yeah, it's cool to see. I want to see these guys succeed and do well. And I agree with you on everything you said about the group. So I think these guys are the favorites. They got to play each other first, Tasteless.
Yeah, tough start here for Zoun, but if he could win this, that would be a pretty incredible upset. I think what you said is worth mentioning every time, Artos. Is like, Rogue is basically always the favorite for tournaments, right? Him or Morrow.
Yeah.
So you got to think he's probably going to advance here. Guys, first map is ready to go. We're going to start this out on Romanticide. Rogue versus
GSL
Zoun.
Season 3, Codex. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue.
Yeah, he's well, the GOAT, of course. There's been, for the past, hold on, let's let Andy say what he wants to say.
Alpha X, Zoun.
Okay, Andy, thank you. But yeah, like for the past, what has it been? 5, 6, let's call it 6 years-ish. It's like, in my opinion, like I've always said, it's like Rogue, TY, and Zest. I'll just always bet on them to win.
Right.
They're just like absolute killers for their race, always at super high levels. And Rogue has really lived up to that. Damn. Oh, look at that. Only 4 and 3 against Zoun, and that's mostly like really new.
Yeah, these are stats that are actually pretty applicable, unlike a lot of times when you see stats in StarCraft where I'm like, well, I don't know, man, that was 6 years ago. But yeah, Zoun, how many years have we had Zoun for now? Is it 2?
Well, he was
3?
He was around at the very beginning of the Switch, right? He played like Pro League or something, and he never made it into GSL, and then he went away, and now he's back. So he's been back, like he was playing in online cups and stuff for a while, and now he's, what GSL number is this for? Number 6 or something? Something like that.
I think so, yeah. So
I mean,
probably
they
about
said
exactly 2
it said
years.
it on the graphic earlier, but I can't read, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have players like this that are new and fresh. So we have the pro block, the natural hatchery. This second hatch is going to be over here at third base, although I don't feel like this makes it easier to attack into. The third base on this map is always pretty cozy. It's kind of tucked away. It's hard to really engage it.
It is a little bit
Cozy.
cozy, isn't it? My kids love that word.
Cozy?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's such a good map for turtling, and wouldn't be surprised if we see like a Stargate opener here. I'd actually like to see from Zoun Void Rays into Sky Toss.
Yeah.
There's the Stargate. And it's a little bit tricky, right? Because he does start the Warp Gate before the Stargate, and the Overlord is always looking for that. But even that, you know, is something that happens enough that it's still going to be in Rogue's mind that it could be Stargate.
So you were talking about you don't want to see adept builds. It's still possible post Stargate to have adept builds, but it does seem like adepts haven't really ever increased their success, with the exception of Zest, for a short period of time. It always seems like adept pressure and adept buildup is like strong, but it's going to get figured out, and then eventually it's going to be zoned into an area where you can try it, but if you don't succeed, you're not going to have any opportunities later on in the game.
Well, and let me specify this exactly with the adept builds. So I think the only 2 players that should ever do adept builds are Zest and SOS at this point, because Zest, of course, is like the actual king of optimizing builds for Protoss. He's leading the pack in that always. Like, there are players better than him, like Trap and Stats was, right? But like, Zest is actually the guy that like rebirthed the Adept builds, for instance. In fact, Zest is responsible for more Protoss build orders than anyone else. And then like SOS has recently gone Adepts several times. But the thing is, Adepts are such a tactical unit. Like, when he went Adepts, it looked good. It still looked very, very strong because he was actually adding some very different stuff into it that made it work out, and I think that worked out well for him. So, yeah, I think those are the ones.
It's a funny thing because like Zest was always aggressive, right? He always had these builds that would build up to trying to do something to the Zerg at a certain point in time. And Parting's like that too, but Parting doesn't really go Adepts at all. He was always playing, some kind of different way. Where Zest is really the guy that, like, post having an economy setup, would try to figure out the right time and attack.
Yeah, well, Parting, and this is an Adept build, so we'll see how it goes. But Parting, it's not within his skill set, and I think that, well, that's why I said that Zest and SOS are good people for Adept builds. But for Parting, when you look at it, he's not really like that. Like, he will optimize certain rushes and stuff very, very well. But, like, he's a guy that has some of the best micro in the world. Adepts are not micro units at all.
Yeah.
It's not, like, part of the Adepts, so...
Well, they can be microed, but yeah, it's not something you're going to finesse out a lot of damage with.
Exactly.
I mean, unless you count the shading as some form of a micro,
no.
Like you're going to fake them out by going in two different directions and then
we have to draw lines somewhere. Yeah. Shading is not micro.
It's kind of a little bit micro, Artos.
Oh,
it's just very easy to do.
You Protoss apologist, you. That is not micro. Clicking F and click is not micro.
I like that you call me a Protoss apologist.
Look, and the thing is, I play Protoss in StarCraft 2 to be completely clear, no, shading is not micro.
Okay. There, look at the micro. You see that?
Whoa! Look at that sick shade.
He's microing over there.
He clicked from the side and it canceled. Okay, so the Adepts come in, the Adepts go out. Can't explain that.
Can't explain that.
2 Stargates behind. So this has some flair to it. I find this interesting, the way that he's going Adepts here, right? He's not relying upon these at all. In fact, this is more of a fake out, I would say, than anything else. Right? Like, you're forcing units. You're acting like you're going to hurt him, but really you're just making a ton of Void Rays at home. Oh, Lingbane Hydra is going to be the taste of the day here for Rogue. So this will be interesting to see him play against that. Like, he's going 3 Stargate Void Ray. Okay, it's going to get scouted now. And, like, if you're actually putting every dime into the Void Rays, they have to mass up a lot of Hydras to be able to attack you, and then you need something else there as well.
Right.
This is going to be interesting to see how Zoun wants to deal with this. It's cool, though. I like what I'm seeing. This should be an interesting game.
Yeah, a lot of build-up here. I like the way that Zoun played this. It wasn't any kind of adept pressure that was hinged on actually doing a lot of damage. It just kept the Zerg honest. You know, he's got 3 bases up now. He's got a healthy economy.
He's got more workers than Rogue does, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He
so,
does,
like, I mean, tell me those Adepts didn't do something. That was great.
Yeah, it's kept the Zerg now almost even with the Protoss.
Honestly, like, the Lingbane Hydra as a counter to it, this actually was kind of a thing back when Lingbane Hydra was a thing, where it's like, okay, if they're going mass Adepts and you go Lingbane Hydra, if you don't die, you're in great shape, because the Adepts don't do anything after we hit critical mass with those units.
Right.
But because he's gone into Sky Toss, it's made it a very... It's like a very interesting set of units on both sides here, and I'm just very excited kind of to see how Zoun tries to hold on against this, because the way he's standing, I feel like he's not even aware of what's happening. I mean, 26 Hydras beats 7 Void Rays tasteless last time I checked.
Yeah.
And Lingbane beats 10 Adepts.
Look at you, Mr. Math guy.
Look at me doing
Mr.
math.
Calculator over here. That's what they call him.
That's what they call me.
No, yeah.
They call me chalkboard. Professors use me to figure out mathematical problems, Tasteless.
They call me that because they draw on me with chalk. Okay, so the Hydras and Banes
Zoun
are coming.
is dead, man.
Yeah.
He is the deadest.
Well, it's funny
ever.
we're praising Zoun's setup, and it's like,
I like
oh,
the
you know what
idea.
beats this?
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, go back to the shield battery.
Yeah, that's good. That'll help you against Banelings.
Oh man.
All right, this is like the floor is lava right now. You cannot be down there. There's too many Banes.
The floor is Hydras.
The floor is Banelings, my friend.
Yeah, that's much scarier than lava.
Look at this. This is so funny because we were praising Zoun's build so much, and then it's like, oh, Rogue's like, no, never, ever, ever do this to me a game ever again.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I thought he might have something planned to deal with that, but it seems like he wasn't even aware of what was going on.
Are you saying that there's no there there?
There's no there there?
There's no there there?
What?
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, never mind.
What is going on here?
There's no there there. All right, well, Zoun just dealt with a kind of humiliating loss. I mean, that was one where, like, they both came in with plans, and clearly Rogues will never lose to whatever Zoun was trying to do, which that's been painful, especially, you know, when you think of just how much hard work you put into prepping for a GSL group to get dumpstered like that is pretty brutal.
Well, Lingbane Hydra, we actually talked about this quite a bit during the GSL finals of Dark vs. Trap, because he went it against Trap, and it's like, I almost feel like how to beat that has collectively left the conscience of Protoss players, because it's been so long since it's been popular, right?
Right.
So that's kind of funny. Like, Rogue might have noticed that and just be like, I don't know, they're going to have to figure this one out again, I guess.
Yeah. We'll see if we have a more active approach here from Zoun. Blackburn is going to be our map for game 2. Is he going to take a... Oh, no, he's put his headphones back on. All right. There's a whole mini game that you guys don't see, which is, do I have to put my blazer back on?
Yeah, it's not a mini game you're particularly good at, to be honest.
No, there's been a couple times where they're like, we're going back on camera and my arm's stuck trying to get in the blazer.
Yeah. You got those game
And what
alarms, man.
what you guys don't know is if I'm ever seen without my casting blazer on, I burst into flames, right? I turn into stone. It's like a reverse Medusa thing.
You're a vampire, but really it's only when you don't have your blazer on and the camera's looking at you.
Season 3. Codex.
All right, guys, game 2. Let's do this.
Tasteless has to ask to come in your house and take off the blazer.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Rogue.
That's it. Oh, that's so funny.
It's like getting ready to take off. I'm like, no, Tasteless, you can't come. He's like, damn
No.
it. Turns around and leaves.
I must go stalk someone else's home now.
Zoun.
What was that joke we had a while ago? That we had pajama blazers we would sleep in when we're not casting?
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
So funny. So, yeah, let's see if Zoun plays a different game. I do wonder if, you know, going for those adepts, we talked about, like, okay, great, he's got more probes, I think 2 more probes to be precise. And, you know, he's set up a pretty good economy. Unfortunately, Rogue just ran him over with the units that he had. And, you know, I wonder if there's a different way that Zoun can get to that same spot, but actually have defense. You know, when you look at Adept and Void Ray, I mean, nothing counters that harder than Baneling Hydra.
Yeah. Well, if someone goes Lingbane Hydra, it really comes down to building lots of High Templars and keeping them alive. Because Storm is really kind of the only answer there, and I thought maybe he had something else up his sleeve where, you know, maybe it's like map, because that map is very defendable. You could do something like Shield Battery Cannon, Void Ray perhaps, right? Some force fields mixed in there, like that type. I figured he had something like that, but instead he was like down taking a 4th, which showed he like literally was not even, it's almost like he doesn't even know where he is, right? Like, I don't even know how to explain it, because it was... I'm a
guys,
little bit...
Artosis is the first time I've seen him stumped on how to talk.
Because, okay, so he had an Oracle flying around.
Uh-huh.
He had Adepts going around, so it's not like he couldn't have any intel here. But the fact that he was on low ground with 10 Adepts and 7 Void Rays, with that much Lingbane Hydra on the other side of the rocks, and he's like trying to take a 4th base, I don't even know what to call that. That's so out of touch with what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely was treating that like he couldn't be attacked there.
Yeah.
He's like, but what about these Void Rays? And then the Hydras shoot them all down. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, why was I making these Void Rays anyways? Maybe if he got into Storm faster.
Well, Storm is generally what the counter is, right? Like you make enough shield batteries and stuff until you have enough Storm, and then like, you know, they eventually have to switch out of that, and that Lingbane Hydra doesn't greatly transition into anything. So, anyways, weird game. Rogue smashes him, and now we have a Roachworn on the way. Void Ray in production.
Yeah, Roachworn on 2 bases.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be very good.
Yeah, this is not going to be strong against Void Rays.
No.
How do you like that casting?
But tasteless. Don't you remember the TSO with Mondragon? Roaches are the counter to Void Rays. I had someone bring that up the other day. It's like, oh my god, what a blast from the past. But yeah, there's a bunch of Roaches and Lings being made. Obviously, Void Ray should be able to hold this. If he has any intel on this coming, he can just make a bunch of shield batteries and live pretty easily. He does have an Oracle coming out. Well, I mean, let's see. Rogue might just catch him.
Yeah, the Lings are going to be coming up
little,
here.
Man.
The issue is going to be that there might be too many Lings and Roaches to actually deal with all at once. Oracles could stop this for a moment, but he gets enough out here.
Oh my god, like, he just saw the units run by and he chased up near the 3rd Nexus. Like, the 3rd Nexus doesn't matter. It's all about not dying right now.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to get in here, and we were wrong, man. This is just, with this many Lings and Roaches, you're never going to be able to kill this off in time before all the workers are completely and totally wiped out.
I don't even understand what I'm looking at here today. Zoun is like, he has units that gather information, and he doesn't... he has like Adepts and Oracles and Void Rays, and like, even when he sees it coming, he's slow to react. I don't know what the hell I'm watching, but it's, honestly, it's terrible.
Yeah, that is going to be...
Like,
he's about to have no powered buildings. I mean, the probe's really nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's not mining this entire time either. And so, I mean, we're going to be seeing the end of this game shortly here. He's going to dive on that pylon. And this is going to be GG.
Yeah, like, I mean...
I can't believe how one-sided the series turned out to be.
Well, Zoun is like... playing by himself.
He's
things are happening.
Playing single player for sure.
He's not doing anything. He's like not like he built a shield battery before blocking a single Adept that is being massively attacked. Like, and the thing is, he was still going to die there, but it's like not even the right ordering.
Yeah,
like this guy is at the top of the ladder and goes in GSL every season, does well, and he's like doesn't know the ordering of what you build at your natural. I don't believe that. Like, what is happening tonight with Zoun? This is terrible play.
It's pretty bad, dude. Okay, well, Rogue wins. Made it look really easy. Like, really easy. Really made Zoun almost look like he didn't know how to adapt in the matchup at all. Like, he came with the wrong playbook entirely, which you don't see that often, or almost ever really in GSL. No. But anyways, guys, commercial break. We come back, DRG versus Cure.